Accelerating like Christian Coleman is a tall task. He's pretty good at it, being considered one of the best starters of all time, and this all for good reason. If you've ever watched him race, he'll often pull ahead of the pack outrageously fast, leaving everyone like,
"There's no reason he's that fast."
But how does he always get such a good start, and what are some things he does that you can implement yourself? So here we go. Out of the blocks, Coleman demonstrates impeccable mechanics that maximize the efficiency of force he puts into the ground. One of the first things you'll notice is the angle of his projection. I mean, this is just nice. Typically, an athlete's exit angle will be lower the stronger they are. Coleman is clearly strong and projects himself out of the blocks at an angle of roughly 45 degrees. This might be closer to 50 to 55 degrees for many of you, but the point here is to drive out low rather than simply pop straight up out of your starting stance. This beauty of a first step is a result of proper positioning, timing, coordination, and overall explosive strength. This goes straight into tip 2, which is to maintain this forward projecting angle and gradually rise from it. Notice how this angle isn't only seen in just the first step. He maintains this low projection as he builds speed, and patiently, he demonstrates a very gradual rise as he approaches top speed. Many athletes like to pop up out of the blocks either right away or just too fast. We can learn from Coleman that a good start takes its time in rising into the tall posture that we see at top speed. Tip 3 is to make sure your feet are landing underneath your hips. Too far out in front or behind results in a less efficient transfer of force. If this is done right, you'll probably notice matching shin and torso angles, which you see Coleman demonstrates really nicely here. These angles allow for optimal force production in an optimal direction. Speaking of the feet, a key that helps many athletes is to imagine they're like hammers that strike the ground at 45 degrees. This will help not only establish the direction of the force that should be applied, but also give you a better picture of what is happening at the foot and ankle. Like a hammer, the foot and ankle should remain rigid in acceleration, as this is another aspect that allows for the most optimal transfer of force. We want as much of the force that you generate to be put into propelling your body forward, not up or to the sides. Letting your foot and ankle become flexible or mushy simply doesn't allow for this. Final tip of the day is a big one, and that's to utilize a powerful arm swing. You'll notice Coleman's arm swing in his starts is big. In acceleration, the arm swing is much larger and more emphasized than what we see at top end speed. This is to aid in increasing the forces applied to the ground through the legs, as well as to help stabilize the torso, as large rotational forces are happening there in the first initial steps. It could feel a bit awkward at first, but really focus on exaggerating that arm swing to generate maximum power. Really wanted to pack this video with value, so it's time for the bonus tip of the day, and that's simply to have a good reaction time. Coleman has demonstrated a reaction time of 0.12 seconds at his best, and at his worst, he'll still typically sit around 0.13 to 0.15 seconds. There's definitely still a lot more detail to break down with acceleration, but we'll save that for another day. Hopefully this video has been helpful in laying out some of the most important general concepts needed for you to build a solid base of acceleration mechanics. All of this will take some time to develop, but results will eventually come by staying consistent and diligent. Finally, a quick personal plug. I've released my first 12-week speed program this month called R4U Speed, and would love for you to check it out at the link on my page. It's packed with value for super cheap, and I sincerely couldn't be more excited with how it turned out. That's it, everyone. Follow Casey's Running Tips on Instagram and TikTok for more running tips and advice on the way. Peace, everybody.